Here we go with German Potatoes home map. That will be B-Boy, Phoenix and Dom AOE here. They're still up against Russia F and looking for some revenge on their home map now, I bet. So the map is Arena. We'll just dive into it while they're setting up their slow start here, which is the case on Arena. Usually everyone going fast castle. So better have a talk about the Sims and what they might be planning here. We'll be talking about German Potatoes first. We have Cuman's Pocket. Fantastic cavalry Civ, also with the potential of Kipchaks for map control from their castles. But most notably, has an easy time getting a head start to the boom by investing into their feudal age second TC town center. Cubans are the only civilization who can actually build another TC in the feudal age, and that gives them a chance to earn a very early villager lead over the other teams. So we might, excuse me, might be seeing Phoenix going for a fast feudal here, maybe 20 pop or so, and then drop that second town center to get the boom started. Now let's look for Phoenix's teammates here. We have B-Boy on the right side flank now with the Turks. One of Turks' go-to strats on Arena is the Fast Imperial, which means that you go for a 28 pop Fuel Age, 30 pop Cast Age, and then another 2 villagers, and then you click Imperial Age as soon as possible. Should result in, if it's executed perfectly, probably like a 21-minute Imperial Age, maybe even quicker, 20-ish mark. And since Turks get chemistry instantly and don't need to research it, you could produce bomber cannons and hand cannoneers right away. It's a very all-in strategy though, so B-Boy might have something else planned here to go into a bit of a boom and provide camels, janissaries maybe, something like that. Bombard towers even could be good for Turks with for some late game map control if you want to secure 4 areas of the map. Finally, for Dom AoE, another classic arena pick here, the Burmese. Burmese unique unit, Armby, a very strong one. It's classified as a cavalry archers. Burmese not strictly an archer or cavalry archer civ, they are lacking both Cast Age and Imperial Age armor upgrade for the Archers line. But in return, they have a unique unit, the Armby, a Cavalry Archer, that deals 17 damage per shot. And that's something seen a lot on Arena, because with that high damage output in a mobile Cavalry Archer unit, you could just melt enemy walls just like that. That's not to say that Burmese doesn't have other options though. They have some of the best infantry in the game with a +1 attack for their infantry per age starting in feudal age. And they even have access to elephants and a unique technology giving the battle elephants +1/+1 armor. Even the relics visible on the whole map, and they are classified as monk civilizations, so they have literally almost all the monk technologies as well, and they are cheaper. So lots of options on Arena for Burmese, but the most common go-to play has been Ironby or even double castle Ironby for Burmese, sticking at 1 TC, dropping 2 castles, getting to the Ironby numbers at lightning speed. This could be something that Russia F would expect though, because they have an Arbalest Civ here on the flank, which is good news against Turks as well. By the way, if the Turks go fast imp, then Mayens, crossbows and Arbalests will come in handy to deal with the hand cannoneers, or even eagles for the bombard cannons of Turks with mobility. But Mayans, solid economic civ. They are they get the resources last 15% longer, Mayans here, and they have cheaper archers going through the ages, 10% cheaper fuel age, 20 Castle Age and 30% in Imperial Age, so they are an obvious archers go-to civ. They even have a unique technology from their castle, the Obsidian Arrows, which gives their archers extra attack against buildings, so you could melt buildings with archers, just like you could with Saracens. So I expect to see Mr. Wong going for archers, say maybe... I don't really see Eagles coming into play for anything else than late game raids here for the mines. Maybe they would be able to provide some help against the Ironby, but We don't have any Arbalest Sibs at all from the other team here, so Eagle Warriors not necessarily coming to their strengths for my ends here. Phoenix going up with 20 population, by the way, will be dropping the second town, so they're probably at the woodline somewhere to extend the feudal age booming. In the pocket for Chef, we have Mongols for Ladeshek. So we'll want to go into the mass Mangudai, I believe, and also Mongol late game. They are just beastly. They have a unique technology for their siege as well, called Drill, which has your siege units moving faster. So if you get the siege ram and the unique technology with Mongols in late game, it's just going to be a nightmare to handle because you'd have the siege rams moving so quickly. And the same goes for other siege workshop units as well, like for example the onagers and those kinds of things. Mobility, anyway, though, could also go for knights and or camels in the castle age if needed. Mongols, so they have a tech tree working for them. They have an easy transition through the ages. We see Oladeshek going 23 population here, but look at his setup for food here. Because the Mongols collect hunt faster and he has been pushing the deers, he is he's going to have almost no issues whatsoever getting up to the next stage, aside from lacking a little bit of gold here. So he was a little bit too ambitious with the gold, I think, to do a straight fast castle with 25 population here, but could still use the market, sell 100 wood, and he's good to go. Maybe that's the actual plan here. Finally, we have Turks for the Queen as well. So we'll see what they have planned. If they looks like none of the Turks player are going for the fast Imperial Age approach, because they're both going to Feudal Age at 27 population here. So it's more of a standard fast castle build. See how the buildings are placed as well, just in case a castle drop or some early forward aggression happens. Maybe most notably this side against Burmese. You place the houses in a way that you have an easier time quick walling behind placing structures, so that the aggression won't easily just run in and hit your bases. Castle Age, well on the way for Oladeshek though. Maybe he's going to contest the relics here. That might be the play given the wood count. 12 on wood now. Could be going straight into the boom as well. 3 TC boom and set up for a rather efficient early Imperial Age maybe. But we will keep an eye for the villager count of Phoenix as well. We see the only player producing villagers out of 2 structures here is indeed Phoenix. Should show in his wood and food income as the game progresses. He's keeping it low now, obviously, keeping consistent double TC production here. Oladeshek is on the move, looking for the enemy locations maybe. Found the Turks flank, trying to get a sneak peek on what they're going for. If the stone is close enough to the walls, you could see if the enemy is going to stone. This is not the case for the Turks on this side. However, the Queen, probably expecting the iron buy of Dome AOE, is heavily on stone now to probably drop a defensive castle around here somewhere to keep the iron buy aggression at bay. We'll see the stone investment from Dom AOE as well. 10 on stone. That does indeed suggest a double castle iron buy here, going for 30 population up to the next stage. So it's going to have a pretty decent economy to sustain production out of both castles as he gets them up. We could have a look at their stone count actually. Yeah, look at that. 1150. If you get to, I think you did 15, no, 1300 stone for 2 castles. So that should be within grasp for Dome AOE once the castle age kicks in. Actually, will just be 100 stone short maybe of the second castle. It will force them to stay on 1 TC though. See now he's moving some. He has very few farmers. He has quite a few wood. Gets housed upon reaching the next stage as well. That's a classic when working these fast castle builds. Suddenly you forget that you'll be pop capped upon reaching the next stage. Castle is being rushed up though. 2 castles, in fact, as mentioned. Double castle Iron by. Something I'm sure that Russia F would suspect being up against Burmese. See, the defensive castle from the Queen here should be actually within sight for Dom AoE here. Wonder if this castle reaches this area though, because if Dom AoE breaks in over here, could still run past and find some places to deal damage with the Iron by. I'm not convinced this castle is optimal. Could of course stone wall or something here to limit the aggression or delay the aggression. Well, I'll check with the triple TC boom, not really providing much military. May have some monks out on the field to contest the relics. And we have B-Boy still not going for the gold. Could it be a fast imp after all here? It is indeed a fast imp from B-Boy. So I was mistaken in the uptimes there, or the populations there. So we have one Turks player going for the fast Imperial Age and one not doing so. So it should be interesting to see how Mr. One will hold against this. I mean, when the Imperial Age kicks in for B-Boy here, Siege Workshop is already up as well. That's your second building, Castle Age building to go up. So bombard cannons will be going out. Second Siege Workshop even. Maybe we'll be seeing some Cuman sling here actually from the Cumans, because Phoenix should have ample resources here. Could actually really help the Turks fast imp with the production here with some extra sling from the either of the teammates here if applicable. That would allow for more hand cannoneers and more bomber cannons. Might be why BOA is going straight for the 2 siege workshops as well. We'll probably be dropping some archery ranges as well for the hand cannoneers. Unless the push is going to be with knights from Phoenix and bomber cannons exclusively from the Turks. That could also be the case. We have Iron By on the move though, and they are looks like it's going to be Iron By and bombard cannons from German potatoes here, because Iron By all the way over to the other side here want to cripple the Mayans player, I guess. Meanwhile, we have the Queen. I was wondering if these were hand cannoneers, but they are, of course, Janissaries from the castle of the Queen over here. Ranged cannoneer unit with 8 range to cripple some of the reinforcement from the Iron By here. So if Dom is not paying attention here, he risks losing some actual Iron By numbers to the Janissaries here. The Petard! Looking for a point of entry here. 2 petards, in fact, that's what you need to break through a stone wall. However, the Queen may or may not know the locations of the enemy castles here. Not really, only knows of that foundation, so this could mean a couple of dead Janissaries here. Yeah, there's one going down. I think these knights with the +2 defense along with the castles will be able to deal with these. Yeah, the Janissaries will be trapped between either castle fire or knights here, and that's quite a few army units down for the Queen here. But let's see what's going on down south here though. We already have 5 bombard cannons out for B-Boy. Not going for any hand cannoneers at all here. That means more gold and wood for bombard cannons. So Mr. Mom with the desperate repairs here. Quite a few plumed archers out, but only 1 castle as well. So if plumed archers is their unit of choice, they will need to adapt ASAP here now, because castle is already down and we're looking at the serious forward from B-Boy and Dom AoE here. The bomber cannons, if the plumed archers aren't moving around, will be able to take out groups of them by shooting. The Iron By, however, should fall victim to the plumed archers. 4+2 range against the Iron By's 5, slight outranging there. We have some watchtower, maybe going into guard tower defense here from Mr. Wallen. Top side looking decent for German potatoes though, even dropping a TC on the neutral gold here. So Phoenix feels confident for now with the massive military lead here. Dom AoE as well with 26. Likely all Iron Buy here going to really give the Mayans some trouble here. Running into Blue Archers, not the brightest idea ever though, but look at the number of Bombard cannons here. They're just going to take Mayans completely out of the game here. Yep, the one TC down for Mr. One, Castle down as well. Mayans down to 44 population, but that's going to diminish rather quickly here. So, I mean, at this point, Mr. One just has to run and has to rely on Oladeshek with the boom and the army protection with the admittedly much stronger economy than at least his flanks here. Yeah, even more villagers going down. Mr. One won't be contributing in this match for a while. The base has been breached, so this could actually be taken by German potatoes as well for some free farms or golds or whatnot here. Looks like the Queen has been doing alright at home as well, though, extending into the third town center now on the gold. Turks heavily reliant on gold, so that only makes sense. The Ironby never were able to do any damage here because of the defensive castle being up. But now we're looking at the 3-on-1 on Oladeshek here. I like how Mr. Bone actually didn't waste the Blue Archers against the masked Ironby, but pulled them over to Oladeshek instead. So that whatever Oladeshek brings to the field will have some archers support. Janissaries should be a good call against Ironby as well. They're not as accurate as you'd want them to be, but they have more range and a huge high attack output. Same actually as the Ironby, so as long as the Ironby don't get too close, the Janissaries are an efficient counter. But 7 bomber cannons, 16 knights, and 29 Ironby here for German potatoes. Some true arena clowns at work here. Collected army of almost 60 here. Have taken one flank completely out of the game, aside from some plumed archers, and might be looking to cripple the pocket seriously here as well. Who needs trebuchets when you have bomber cannons? So. And the knights as well. Let's look at Phoenix's setup here. We'll be staying in the castle age for a while longer here, but providing, of course, lots of military to the field. What's going on up north? Nothing specific. It's just the Cumans player taking even more map control here, taking all of the neutral golds, in fact. This push here, as soon as this castle goes down, that means less potential for Mangudai production for Oladeshek. He's dropping another castle at home here to try and salvage the whatever is left of his economy and the potential for Ironby production. But nothing's to stop Phoenix from running in here with his knights and deny this castle. See, we have how many? 7 bombard cannons now taking out the castle, aiming for the town centers as well. It is 4 town centers for Oladeshek, but looks like Oladeshek might be dying here as well. And there's the resign at minute 31 here in this arena game. And German potatoes get their revenge on their home map arena. It's 1 home map each for German potatoes and Russia F here. And very well played, well executed strategy from the Germans here. Look at this KD for Phoenix, so 70 to 7. We have the Ironby player as well, 41 to 16. And B-Boy with mainly the buildings raised here. Good coordinated efforts, actually going for sort of a 3v1 on one side. Taking out Mayans, taking out also actually the only civilization that has access to halberdiers. Because Turks, spearmen only, and Mongols, they stop at pikes. So eventually, if Russia F would survive this at Oladeshek's base, they still wouldn't have Mayans in the game to provide halberdiers against the cavalry of the Cumans, who would eventually reach the Imperial Age and maybe get to the paladins, the fastest paladins in the game. Nasty eco here for Oladeshek, but not able to provide enough military in time. Impressive castle show with the 20 straight 25 pop with Mongols. And the other ones, these Imperial Age, also very impressive by B-Boy. Going straight into 2 siege workshops, coordinating with the Iron Bite to take Mayans out of the picture before they can get to Imperial Age and Arbalest. Some relic gold as well, doesn't really apply here, although you want to fight for relics for the late game for Arena in general. And finally the timeline showing the army numbers here, mainly main contributors being Dom, AoE and Phoenix here.